Hello and welcome all of you. Today we are discussing the most probable 30 questions from chapter 2, that is biological classification. We are concentrating on the second chapter. So from the previous chapter, you have understood what is going to be discussed here. The type of question, the content of the question, which is most likely to be asked for this year NEET examination. Okay, we are concentrating on the second chapter today. So we are going to the questions right away. Five kingdom showing increase in complexity during evolution. This diagram is not in our NCERT book. Okay, so this is the graphic representation of the five kingdom classification of Whittaker. Okay, now choose the correct sequence labeling from P, Q, R, S and T. So understand what is this P. We understand that there are five important criteria based upon which Whittaker has made his five kingdom classification. The first one is the nature of the thallus organization. See how the cells are present, what is the nature of the cell, etc. The number one character is whether the cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. All prokaryotic organisms are put under Monera. So, depending upon the cell organization, you can see it, prokaryotic, eukaryotic. Now, among eukaryotic, what is the thallus organization? How the body is made, whether it is made up of a single cell. So, unicellular, eukaryotic, they are all put under Protista, and all multicellular eukaryotes are put under Plantae, which is autotrophic, saprotrophic fungi, and heterotrophic animalia. These are the five kingdoms. Okay, so from PQRST, what should be the answer? Plantae, fungi, animalia. See, Plantae evolved very early and animals evolved very late from the unicellular eukaryotic common ancestor. That is the order in which it is the phylogenetic relationship which is shown here also. So it should be in Plantae. So there is only one option where you are having Plantae as P, because it is asked in the order PQRST. Plantae, fungi, animalia, Protista and Monera. That's the correct answer. We have studied in previous chapter that in all modern classification, we are all taking phylogeny as a important criteria. Phylogenetic relationship also is taken as an important criteria. Now, we know that this is the diagram of a bacteriophage. What are these structures? See, we have to, whenever a diagram question is given, we have to identify the parts. Say, for example, A. What is this A? We know that this is the head. What is the B? B is the narrow connecting area, so it should be the neck. C. What is C? C is the collar around it. And D is the sheath of the tail. And E are the tail filaments or tail fibers, and F is the genetic material inside the head. What is that? It is the double stranded DNA. So what is having this order? So whenever a diagram question is given, you have to identify the parts labeled. Then only go for the options. So head, neck, like that. So we eliminated this. Then this is the correct one. Only correct one. So the answer goes to head, neck, collar, sheath. Actually, this is the tail. This is the head and tail. And tail is having only the outer protein sheath, no inner core. So it is sheath. And these are the tail fibers. The sheath is ending in a, actually there is a end plate. Okay. It is not marked here. Match the following. Whenever you are having the match the following, it will be taking some time. There is a technique. See, methanogens, who are all producing methanogens, methane gas producing, they are all present in guts of ruminants. So one is D. So we are having 4 options. You eliminated only B. Halophiles, who are all halophiles? Halo, salt rich. They are all living in very marshy places, very rich. So it should be 2A. So immediately you eliminated this one also. Thermoacidophiles, which are living in hot springs. So 3 should be B. You eliminated this one also. So the competition is between only A and D. We are narrowing the options. Cyanobacteria, blue-green, algae, BGA, which are all having heterocyst. Remember that not all members of the cyanobacteria are having heterocyst, but heterocysts are present in cyanobacteria like Anabaena, Nostoc, etc. Okay, so we'll be having 4 heterocyst, 4 EC, competition goes on, the difference is only here. 5, mycoplasma, PPLO, mycoplasma are the smallest, they lack cell wall. So 4 should be the E. See, they lack cell wall. These are the smallest organisms having cellular organization where you are having no cell wall. That is why they go on changing their shape. They are pleomorphic, so called as the jokers of microbiology. They go on changing. So it is mycoplasma, lack cell wall. YE, here it is F. So we eliminated this one. Actinomycetes. It's a category of bacteria which is capable of producing antibiotics. Okay. So F. Answer goes to apple. Identify the fungal group with respect to the characteristics that are given below. So from the features, we have to identify what is the fungus. Algal fungi with cenocytic and non-septate hyphae. It's a algal fungi, who are called algal fungi, Phycomycetes. So this is Phycomycetes. That is the clue. And Phycomycetes alone are cenosteum. Their hyphae is having no septate, just a mass of cytoplasm with numerous nuclei. Penicillium, Neurospore and Saccharomyces belong to this group. They are Ascomycetes, the largest group, commonly known as club fungi, club, Basidium. So Basidio fungi, Basidiomycetes. So Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes. Phycomycetes, Ascomycetes, Basidiomycetes. Clear? So we came to the answer immediately. Classification of kingdom fungi is based upon. We are classifying kingdom fungi based upon 3 features. What are they? What is the morphology of the mycelium? Correct. Whether the hyphae is aseptate or septate. Phycomycetes is the only one which is having aseptate. Mode of spore formation. What type of spores? Whether they are produced exogenously or endogenously. Correct. Type of fruiting body. What is the fruiting body? What is fruiting body? It is the body in which zygote undergoes meiosis and sexual spores are produced. That is what is called the fruiting body. What is the type of fruiting body? Whether fruiting body is present, if it is in the form of a sac or it is in the form of a basidium. That is the main criteria in which or by which we are all classifying. So that is also habitat of the fungus. No, it is not at all taken into account. So all except for, okay, all except for, this is not taken as a character feature. Okay, now question number 6. What is that? Which of the following bacteria play a main role in recycling? See, bacteria are all saprotrophic, and these saprotrophs are mainly responsible for recycling of nutrients. Recycling of nutrients, that is the main. There are decomposers which are playing an important role in recycling. In ecosystem, we are studying that there are 4 basic functions in an ecosystem: production, decomposition, 3, energy flow, and recycling, mineral, nutritional cycling. So they are all very, very important. So which of the following bacteria play in a recycling of nutrients? So saprotrophs. So chemoautotrophic bacteria, chemoheterotrophic, no, they are depending on others. Chemoautotrophs, they are all responsible for the breaking down. So they are all responsible for the breakdown of chemoautotrophs, breaking down of dead, decaying organic materials. Parasitic bacteria, no. Archaebacteria, no. Saprophytic bacteria. See, saprophytic bacteria are very, very important. Which of the following play a main role in recycling of nutrients? Okay, they are all breaking down. So the most important answer is chemoautotrophic bacteria in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur. In saprophytic bacteria, they are all breaking down organic materials, converting them into carbon dioxide, water. Okay, whereas nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, iron and sulfur, that is recycled mainly by chemoautotrophic bacteria. That's why we take this as the answer. Okay. Which one of the following is a characteristic feature of chrysophytes? Chrysophytes are protistants which are all having pigments. They are all autotrophic, mostly seen in sea, also are present in freshwater. What is their characteristic feature? They are parasitic forms? No. They are saprotrophic forms? No. They are autotrophic. They have indestructible cell wall deposited with silica. Chrysophytes are having a soap dish like pustule or theca. This is the epitheca, larger upper. This is the hypotheca, which is smaller lower. They are all made up of cellulose impregnated with silica so that they are indestructible. When they fall to the bottom, after thousands of years, they will form a gritty soil called diatomaceous earth. Okay. So, indestructible cell wall, that's correct one. A protein rich in pellicle, euglenoids. Most of them have 2 flagellae. One lies longitudinal and the other transverse. This is for dinoflagellates. Okay. So, the answer is C. Dikaryophase. What is dikaryo? Having a cell having 2 nuclei, haploid. This is called N plus N, dikaryon. It is seen in ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. only in sexual reproduction. In deuteromycetes, there is no sexual reproduction. Okay. And in phycomycetes, there is no dikaryon phase. They produce what type of sexual spores? Zygospores. They produce zygospores. So, phycomycetes, no. So, dikaryon formed by the fusion of two vegetative cells, resulting in a dikaryotic stage. N plus N is characteristic of only ascomycetes and basidiomycetes. Okay. Again, match the following. We are having Pasteur, who coined the term virus. In your book, it is not given. It was coined by, that is not clearly given. It was Pasteur. So, A should be for, so you can eliminate all others immediately. Either A or E should be the answer. Now, the second one will be giving the clue. M.W. Beijerinck. So, Pasteur coined the term for Beijerinck, called Contagium vivum fluidum. So, microbes are the causative organisms. Contagium vivum fluidum. Stanley crystallized the viruses. Theo Diener, everybody knows that. Theo Diener, tobacco mosaic disease, and D.J. Ivanovsky stated that this disease is caused by certain, microbes are the causative organs of, this is discovered as viroids, and Ivanovsky studied the nature of tobacco mosaic disease and found that it is caused by some microbes. So, it should be 5. So, this should be the order. So, we have eliminated them. Then B, here it is 3, here it is 5. So, you eliminated this one. So, the answer goes to Kingdom Protista is a group exhibiting similarities with all other kingdom. It's a heterogeneous group. You are having plant-like, animal-like, Protista-like, as well as fungi-like organisms. The organisms which resemble the higher group of fungi, Animalia respectively, which is resembling fungi, fungi-like Protistans, they are all slime molds. Why we say that slime molds are Protestant fungi? Because just like fungi, there are saprotrophs. So, Protestant fungi. Group of fungi is slime molds. Immediately we came to that answer. And animals, primitive animals, we believe that modern animals evolved from a primitive animal which is protozoa. So, this is the correct answer. Which of the following is correct about viroids? Viroids have free RNA without a protein coat. That's the correct one. They have DNA? No. They have free DNA? No. They have RNA with protein coat? Never. They are all parasites on plants, and plants are all always infested by RNA viruses. Choose the wrong statement. Yeast is unicellular, correct, and useful in fermentation, correct. Penicillium is multicellular, correct, and produces antibiotics. Neurospora, which is commonly called as the Drosophila of plant kingdom, used in the study of biochemical genetics. That's why it is called the Drosophila of plant kingdom. Morels and truffles are, they are not poisonous. They are all edible. Edible mushrooms Actually, they are not mushrooms. They are all edible fungi. They are not mushrooms. Mushrooms are basidiomycetes. This is ascomycetes. Morchella, esculenta, okay, truffles. So they are all edible. Tuberosum, okay. Morels and truffles are edible ascomycetes, not poisonous mushrooms. Okay, so this is the wrong one. In which group of organisms cell wall form two thin overlapping shell? I have given you the clue earlier. We are having diatoms. That's why they are called diatoms. It is chrysophytes. Chrysophytes include diatoms and desmids, golden algae. Okay. It is not slime molds. They don't have any covering euglenoids. They have a thin, flexible pellicle. In dinoflagellates, you have chitinous plates, which are all kept very close together, leaving a small groove in between. They have cellulose cell wall. Here, they are having cell wall impregnated with silica. So, two overlapping shells, just like a soap dish. That is why they are called diatoms, chrysophytes. Wrong statement. Mosaic disease in tobacco. This is caused by a virus we have studied. Tobacco, mosaic virus, AIDS in human being are carried by or caused by viruses. Correct statement. Viruses were discovered by Ivanovsky. No, Theo Diener discovered them. Tobacco, mosaic virus. Viruses were discovered by Theo Diener, not Ivanovsky. W.M. Stanley showed that viruses could be crystallized. This American, for the first time, separated virus and found that they are all lifeless. Crystals, correct. The term contagium vivum fluidum was coined by Beijerinck. So, we are having only the two, statement number 2, which is the wrong one. Okay. Imperfect fungi. Why it is called imperfect fungi? Because they are not perfect. They cannot reproduce sexually. They reproduce only asexually. That's why they are separated and called deuteromycetes, which is separated, coming after all these others. Okay. This is the reason why they are called deuteromycetes. Now, imperfect fungi are decomposers of litter and help in mineral cycling. They belong to deuteromycetes. They are all belonging to deuteromycetes. You understand why it is called? See, phycomycetes called algal fungi. Ascomycetes are called sac fungi. Basidiomycetes are called club fungi. And deuteromycetes are called imperfect fungi. Because they cannot reproduce sexually. Once any member is found to be reproducing sexually, then they are all removed out. Okay, only imperfect, those which cannot reproduce sexually alone are grouped under this category. Which of the following are most suitable indicator of sulfur dioxide pollution? Lichens cannot be seen in an area which is polluted. That is why they are known as pollution indicators. They are highly sensitive to sulfur dioxide. So, lichens. They cannot grow in water or air that is contaminated with sulfur dioxide because they are highly sensitive. Sulfur dioxide. Clear? Pick up the wrong statement. Nuclear membrane is present in Monera. Who are all Monera? Monerans are bacteria. All bacteria belong to these monerans. They are all prokaryotes. So, nuclear membrane is absent. We don't have. That is why they are called prokaryotes. their nucleus is of the primitive type. That is the main reason why they are called prokaryote. All prokaryotic unicellular organisms are coming under Monera. Cell wall is absent in Animalia, correct? Protista have photosynthetic and heterotrophic type of nutrition, again correct. I told you Protista is a heterogeneous group. We are having plant-like autotrophic, Chrysophyta, Dinoflagellata, and mixotrophic, the Euglenoidea, saprotrophic, slime molds, and animal-like Protozoa, which is holozoic. So we are having heterotrophic Protista, autotrophic Protista, correct. Some fungi are edible. We have seen truffles, morels, then mushrooms. We are having different types of mushrooms, edible as well as non-edible. Poisonous are also there, but some of them are edible. So correct statement is 2, 3, and 4. Only one is the wrong one. Which of the following is wrong for fungi? They are all heterotrophic. See, heterotrophy is a type of nutrition where they will be depending on others. They are all depending upon others. They cannot produce their own energy. Okay, that's a correct statement. They depend on others. Maybe a living one. Some of them are parasitic and some are saprotrophic. Most of them are saprotrophic. So anyhow, they are all heterotrophic. They are both unicellular and multicellular. Is there anybody who is unicellular? Yes, Saccharomyces yeast is unicellular. It's the only unicellular. They are all eukaryotic, correct. All fungi possess purely cellulosic cell wall. No, their cell wall is chitin, N-acetyl glucosamine, a polymer of N-acetyl glucosamine, chitin. And it is also called fungal cellulose. It is not pure cellulose. It can be called fungal cellulose. It is chitin plus polysaccharides. So purely cellulose is a wrong one. Clear? Methanogen, methane gas producing. We have done an earlier question similar to this one. Methanogen, methane gas producing, generating, belong to which category? They are all archaebacteria. They are living fossils. They came to this world when the world was a boiling globe where we had methane gas, okay, and no oxygen was there. So they belong to archaebacteria. Methanogens, halophiles, and thermosophiles are all belonging to archaebacteria. Wrong statement. Diatoms are the chief producers in the ocean. Though they are all unicellular, they are present in billions and billions. They are the pastures of the sea. Because they are the main producers, they are called the pastures of the sea. Diatoms are microscopic and float passively in water. They are having no swimming organ of their own. That is why they are called plankton. They are not having cilia or flagella of their own. That is why they are called plankton. Correct. The wall of diatom are easily destructible. No. Since they are made up of silica, it is indestructible. That is why even after the death, they will be remaining. They are not easily destroyed. They fall to the bottom and under high pressure, through thousands of years, they will be forming what is called diatomaceous earth, which is used for filtering solid, very thick syrups, oil, etc. And it is called diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is formed by the cell walls of diatom. See, the cell wall of diatom are easily destructible is the wrong one. So this is our answer. Diatomaceous earth is formed by the cell walls. That's the correct statement. So 3 is our answer. Select the wrong statement. Cyanobacteria, it is commonly called blue-green. Formerly blue-green algae. Now cyanobacteria. Lack flagellated cells. That's a correct statement. Never they will have flagella. See, blue-green algae are different from other bacteria. The sense that they will be having only non-flagellated cells. Never they reproduce sexually. Okay. Mycoplasma is a wall-less microorganism. What is mycoplasma? PPLO. They are also called PPLO. They are all wall-less. Without, they lack a cell wall. That's why they can change their shape. That's why they are pleomorphic, changing their shape. Bacteria cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan. Correct. In eubacteria, you are having peptidoglycan, which is also called murine. What is that? N-acetyl muramic acid and N-acetyl N-acetyl muramic acid. And N-acetyl glucosamine. N-acetyl glucosamine polymer is called chitin. This is peptidoglycan, also called murine. That's correct. Pili and fimbriae are mainly involved in motility of bacteria. No, flagellum is used in movement. What are all pili? Pili is plural, pilus singular. They are very small structures which will be helping in conjugation, exchange of materials, etc. Sex pili. Fimbriae, there are very large in number, 300 to 400. They are finger-like structures which are all used for attaching to an object. Okay, so they are not helping in motility. That's the wrong one. These are all modifications that are arising from the surface of the bacteria cell, but they are not helping in motility. Pili are structures which are few in number, whereas fimbriae are very large in number, finger-like structures. Viroid differ from viruses. We have discussed it in earlier. Viroids, DNA molecule with protein coat, no. RNA molecule with protein coat, no. RNA molecule without protein coat. That's the correct answer. DNA molecule without protein coat, no. Okay. Which of the following are found in extreme saline? Very simple question. Extreme saline, we are having the archaebacteria living in extreme saline, salty, thermoacidophiles or methane containing gas. So archaebacteria. Cyanobacteria is seen in polluted waters, always in water. Eubacteria present everywhere and mycobacteria can be seen in the body of other organisms or in soil. Which among the following are the smallest living cells known without a definite cell wall? The smallest living cell, cellular organization is PPLO or mycoplasma. They are the smallest, okay, among the organized cell, organized structures. Okay. Which among the following is not a prokaryote? See, nostoc is blue-green alga. It's a eukaryote. Oh, no. It is actually a eubacterium. It's a prokaryote coming under eubacterium. Mycobacterium, fungal-like bacteria. They are also eubacteria. Whereas Saccharomyces, it's a yeast. The only single-celled yeast Single-celled fungus is yeast. That is a eukaryote having a well-defined nucleus with a nuclear membrane. Oscillatoria, just like nostoc, anabina, it is a blue-green alga, cyanobacteria. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is cat. Clear? So the next question, question number 26. After karyogamy, what is karyogamy? Fusion of karyo, nucleus, that is sexual reproduction, followed by meiosis. So that is fungus. In fungi, first fusion of the gametes take place, result in the formation of a diploid zygote that undergoes meiosis. In fungi, meiosis is zygotic. Zygote undergoes meiosis. Okay. Spores are produced, sexual spores are produced exogenously. So, the only one group where spores are produced sexually outside, that is directly to the outside, exogenously, is basidiomycetes. The basidiospores are produced. See, we are having the basidiocarp, in which basidiophores are producing 4 spores directly outside, exogenously. These are the basidiospores. So, the example produced exogenously, that is the clue. In phycomycetes, ascomycetes, sexual spores are produced inside the sacs. That's why they are called endogenously. In deuteromycetes, there is no sexual reproduction. Sexual spores are completely absent. So, they are all produced exogenously only in basidiomycetes. So, who is a basidiomycetes? Agaricus. See, Agaricus is a typical example of club fungi, basidiomycetes. Alternaria solani, Calactotrichum, etc., deuteromycetes, Neurospora, ascomycetes, Saccharomyces. Saccharomyces is belonging to ascomycetes. So, all others are wrong. So, only one is apple, basidiomycetes. Now, you are having the diagram also. Ciliates differ from all other protozoa. What is the ciliates? Ciliates are the most advanced among protozoans. Based upon the locomotor structure, we are all calling them as, or we are all classifying them as 4 groups. Rhizopoda or Sarcodina, Celiophora, they should be called Celiophora, Mastigophora, and Sporozoa. Celiophorans are having advanced features. They are definitely having a dorsal side, ventral side, anterior, posterior, etc. But the most important feature is that they are all having nuclear dimorphism. You are having 2 nuclei. You are having a large kidney-shaped meganucleus which controls the vegetative activity. So, it's called as the vegetative nucleus, and a very small reproductive nucleus, round. So, nuclear dimorphism is characteristic. And ciliates will be dividing across. They will have transverse binary fission. Okay. So, they use pseudopodia is wrong because they are all ciliates having a contractile vacuole. Contractile vacuole is present in free living forms. Okay. Just like amoeba, they are having Sarcodina. It is also having contractile vacuole. The ciliates are also having contractile vacuole. Having flagella for locomotion? No, it is ciliates. Having 2 types of nuclei, that's called nuclear dimorphism. So, a large vegetative nucleus and a small reproductive nucleus. They not only differ in size, shape, and form, but also in function. That's the characteristic of the celiophorans. Clear? Which of the following organisms are known as chief producers of ocean? Similar question. See, these are all Neet model, Neet examination questions. This question was asked for the 2018 Neet 28, which is chief producers, pastures of the ocean, they are the diatoms. Cyanobacteria is blue-green alga. Okay. Dinoflagellates are also autotrophs, but they are not the most important producers. Okay. Euglenoids are also autotrophs. So, these three are all autotrophs along with diatoms, but diatoms, chrysophytes, are the pastures of the sea, the most abundant number diatoms. Okay. Now, we go to the 2019 NEET question paper, which is incorrect. Claviceps is a source of many alkaloids and LSD, lysergic acid dimethylamide. It's a hallucinating agent, LSD. That's a correct statement. From this fungus, we get the hallucinating agent, LSD and many alkaloids. Conidia are produced exogenously and ascospores are endogenously produced. Conidia are exogenously produced. See, in the fungi, we will be having some special branches produced from where you will be having conidia produced exogenously. Asexual spores are produced. They are all exogenously produced. And ascospores, they are produced in the special sac, that is the fruiting body, which is in the form of a sac. So it's called endogenously. 8 ascospores may be produced, so that is correct. This is for ascomycetes. Yeast have filamentous bodies. No, yeast is a unicellular. They will be having no mycelium. They produce pseudomycelium. That is the characteristic feature of the yeast. They have single cells and they produce by budding and they will be remaining attached to one another. They will be forming colonies, which is almost similar to that of a multicellular fungal mycelium. It is not a true mycelium because it is a colony, not a single. So that is why we say that it is a pseudomycelium. Only one fungus which is producing pseudomycelium is yeast. So that is the incorrect one. Morels and truffles are edible delicacies. They are all belonging to ascomycetes. They are all edible. Morchella. Morels are called morchella and truffles. Esculenta. Okay. So, which of the following statement is incorrect? Viruses are obligate parasites. They cannot live independently. Once they come out of the host cell, they show no living features or living properties. They show only the multiplication process. But for that, they have to depend upon a host. That's why they are called obligate parasites. Either a plant cell, animal cell, or a bacterium. Infective constituent of viruses is the protein coat. Never. Protein is discarded. Only the core, either the RNA or the DNA, as case may be, enter into the host cell. The protein coat is just for its protection. It is discarded outside the host cell. Before they enter, they discard and only the core is entering. So that is the wrong one. Prions consist of abnormally folded, misfolded proteins. Prions are proteinaceous infectious particles. Viroids lack a protein coat. That is the main difference. There are RNA viruses that is having no protein coat. So all of them are correct except for the second one. Is that clear? I hope the chapter is now thorough to you. Almost all topics and variety of questions you are now familiar with. And that is the main aim of having such discussions on most probable questions. The chapter is thorough to you and you now get an idea what type of questions you can expect for the next NEET examination. Okay, so thank you all. We will be meeting with another chapter next time. So thank you all.